Chicago officials are benefiting from chaos. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's go ahead and jump into the video immediately, guys. Let's see where this video takes us.
P. Ray Easley, a Chicago resident. P. Ray, glad to have you on the show. So you hear President Trump saying, listen, he's willing to go in and help Chicago the same way he helped D.C., but he's getting pushback from the governor, Pritzker, and Mayor Brandon Johnson. And now he's saying, well, maybe if they don't want my help, we don't give them help. Why wouldn't they want someone to come in and help this problem be solved?
Because obviously they're benefiting from the chaos.
There we go.
Think about it. Our governor has been in charge for a while. Our mayor has a platform that puts the migrants before the American people. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do on his campaign website. And because they're failing the American people, we deserve help. We don't have to live like this. And if President Trump wants to come with troops and prosecutors, because we want just as many indictments as there are arrests, then that's what we want. Don't listen to J.B. Pritzker. Don't listen to Brandon Johnson. We asked Brandon Johnson to give us the ability to vote on whether or not we were going to remain a sanctuary city, and they deaded that in the city council.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to give you that vote. Why would they want you to? Right? Because understand, every single thing about Brandon Johnson dictates, to me at least, that he only cares about his success. He only cares about his legitimate future. He does not care about the people. He seems to only care about what his next position will be within the next couple of years here, guys. He just wants to appease specifically his, most progressive constituents.
Because this is their plan. It seems like they want to bankrupt the American taxpayers in order to force us to pay for our replacements. And we say absolutely not.
They're not going to bankrupt
something
us.
Going on. I want to put this up because I think it's very instructive. This is not just the shootings in Chicago over the weekend, but it's kind of a timeline, P. Ray, and I want to get your comments on this. We gave the times here, and some of these shootings, there are 26 of them in all.
Jeez, a 5-year-old? Bro, what ops did he have? Why? Like some type of like retribution for something someone else did, and you're taking it out on a 5-year-old boy? What even could that be, bro?
Are 4 minutes apart. Some are 16, 17 minutes apart in some of the same old areas. I mean, you look at these numbers, you have the mayor and the governor keep saying Chicago is fine, but you say different and the numbers say different.
Every number is a bad number. Right now, the city of Chicago is touting the lower crime by saying that we're at the same rates we were at in 2014. In 2014, my first cousin, Abraham Cooper, was murdered in the city of Chicago, an Operation Legend that President Trump sent to the city during the last administration solved that crime. Each person that dies is a grieving family.
Absolutely.
No grieving families are acceptable. So for them to say, well, we don't need help because violence is down, because murders are down, people are still being hurt, people are still being murdered, drugs are still being sold, humans are still being trafficked. So what is the baseline? And their baseline is confusion, and we want safety. So thank you, President Trump. We can't wait to see you. Please don't listen to them, but we're also asking you for protection, because yesterday our governor did a press conference and he said that they are taking the names and making a list of people who support the president. So I'm asking the president and everybody in America to pray for our safety and security as we fight to get justice in our city.
You say that each family that has some kind of a victim is devastated. Now, I want to put this in context for you. This is a Fox News op-ed by Douglas McKinnon talking about Chicago's crime crisis. He says, Chicago's crime crisis, national disgrace. Trump must step in now. It goes on, 40,000 men, women, and children murdered in just one American city. Again, that is not a statistic. It is a killed in action report from a foreign war. As the Chicago Sun-Times...
Is that a year?
Once reported the risk of a man 18 to 29 years old dying in a shooting in the most violent zip code in Chicago was higher than the death rate for U.S. soldiers in the Afghanistan war. That is pretty sobering right there, P. Ray.
correct. My cousins were killed in that zip code. That's what I'm saying to America. This is my real life. I've lost an uncle to Chicago crime. I've lost 2 first cousins to Chicago crime. I've lost distant family members, friends, neighbors. And what they want us to do is find comfort in this chaos and normalize this trauma. And we're not doing it anymore. We don't have to do this, guys. We are American people. But if we get rid of the problem, then those who are being paid right now to solve the problem won't be paid anymore. And that's why we need our president to come here right now and do a forensic audit to find out who's getting paid and who's benefiting from this crime, because right now we're grieving.
Okay, guys, I have no idea where that 40,000 stat came from, guys, but within 2024, it was 600. Is that still too much? Absolutely, but is it 40,000? Guys, no, it's not 40,000. Are we talking about from the beginning of time, or for the last decade, or I need to know the exact time frame here. But this is still absolutely crazy. If I lived in a town where there were 600 people that lost their existence due to absolute nonsense in 1 year, I wouldn't live here, guys. Right? Like, you can't be surprised that this area is in the situation it is, because the people who actually have no interest in this are no longer living here. The ones who actually can afford to leave have left, if that makes any sense here. They're choosing not to be here. Most likely the people who actually are like owners of the land in this area also probably no longer have any interest in being here, but they'll make money there by renting out the property, right? So understand, when the people start leaving your area, it's probably time to fix the culture of the area. If that makes any sense here.
You know, we equate this a lot to the border crisis, where the Democrats for 4 years told us there was no solution. You had to have legislation. That was the only way to shut down the border. Trump did it on day one. Kind of the same here. They're saying there's no solution. We're working at it. Is it embarrassment? Are they embarrassed, Johnson and Pritzker?
Yes.
What's your takeaway of this, P. Ray?
I think that they're very embarrassed. I think that they thought that we weren't going to be successful in our quest to get federal help. And now that it's here, everybody's going, uh-oh. But I want everybody to remember that everyone who is telling our president not to come to the city of Chicago has had a chance to make a solution in the legislative body. These people are not celebrities. These are paid representatives to the government, and this is their job to come up with the solutions. Obviously, the solutions that they're choosing aren't working, and we have to move on to a different body of government. It's quite simple. I don't understand why anybody would be for making the streets less safe. We want to get this cartel out of here. We know that the heroin highway runs directly through the west side of Chicago, and they are trafficking $2 billion worth of heroin a year out of our community. Imagine what that looks like, America. That looks like overdosing. That looks like violence. That looks like people leaning. That looks like people rocking. That looks like people dying. We don't want to live like this. They're trafficking guns. They're trafficking humans. It's crazy. So thank you, President Trump, for caring about the safety and security of the people on the west side of Chicago, and we can't wait until you get here. You're about to get a king's welcome.
Okay, guys. Yeah, listen, something needs to happen. What can happen? I'm tired of hearing about Chicago. I'm tired of hearing about all of these like uber blighted areas where crime just is the culture, if that makes any sense here. I'm tired of hearing about it, guys. Like, you understand that if we can all kind of just come together and collectively say we're sick and tired of the literal nonsense that is proliferating in some of these areas, then I do think that we can actually kind of move forward here, right? And how are we going to do this here? They're not listening to conversations anymore, bro. They're not, guys. They're not. Guys, how many people have lost their existence while I was sitting here recording this video, right? Like in Chicago or in any of the insert, super blighted ghettos around the United States of America. Like, understand that we need to massively shift what is considered cool. If that makes any sense. If we can figure out a way, all right, to change what is considered cool, I would honestly suspect that a good amount of the things that are happening would change. But again, the only way to do that is to get rid of the people that are propagating these nonsense here. And when I say get rid of, jail, long time. Okay, that's it. Like, I'm telling you, we need a massive police force injected into some of the highest crime areas. I don't care about the optics of it personally. I don't care. Like I don't care. Does it have to be the National Guard? It probably shouldn't be, right? But if it has to be them, because there's no other like infrastructure around that can do something similar, at least, then yeah, send them. Send them. Okay. And again, I've said numerous times here, I've been to many countries around the world. The one thing I absolutely detest is to see military like guarding structures. If that makes any sense here, I don't like seeing military on the streets if I'm visiting your city or anything like that. So I'm not super partial to the American military, actively being active on our soil. Not at all here, guys. This is no insurrection act type of thing. None of this here. The National Guard a little bit different here, obviously, but anything that we can do seriously to kind of stop the just ridiculous criminality that's is very persistent in certain areas, guys, right? Anything we can stop it. Jail everybody, bro. Jail everybody. Period. Jail them. Put them in jail for life. Okay, we'll start over with the new generation, guys. Here we are. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Oh, well, hold on, wait a second. The reason why I'm saying jail for life is because obviously, if they listened to the words that were coming out of everyone else's mouths, then they should be able to obviously get out and kind of fix their life. But they're not fixing their life. You know how we know, guys? Because the last generation was just like the new generation. Okay, so they're not getting older and fixing their lives. They're not, bro. The generation before them didn't learn neither, bro. They're doing the same exact thing. How long has Chicago been absolute garbage, guys? How long? Okay, how long has Memphis been garbage? Halifax. You get what I'm saying here? How long has it been absolute trash? Every generation teaches the next generation to be absolute garbage. That's what happens here. That's what they do. So the only way to mitigate it is to find the people that are promoting this thing and arrest them. Sorry. Okay. Get rid of them, bro. I'm sorry. Guys, I say this all the time. Don't give me power, bro. I'm going straight for the ghettos. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not going to let you consistently make me look bad on the world stage. I'm not doing that. Nope. Jailed. Matter of fact, make me governor. In any state that has a ghetto, I'll fix it in 3 days. 3 days. Okay. I'll probably be considered a war criminal, though. I probably would be. But here's the point here, okay? We're going to fix things, right? We're going to fix things for the better so no one has to consistently deal with the literal ghetto nonsense that proliferates in a lot of these blue cities, guys. All right? We need to fix this. So either you have me or the National Guard. Pick one. All right? But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolute... That's going to be clipped. Jesus Christ. Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.